Mic check. 1, 2. We're about to get this show started, so everybody get ready.
And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we've both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still, we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black she is everything, so black she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words, but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames, but they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says bitch I might be, says nuck if you buck, then says wipe me down. Kettle says yes my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says hell yes, but don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
All right. Microphone check 1 2. How you doing tonight, Creative Solutions?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. We're going to still warm up the room a little bit, let a couple more people file on in. I'm going to play another intro, and then we'll get into your videos. I see that we have them in the back there, so that's good. And that's it. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we get started?
No, we're gonna talk about this, and then I have some stuff that people could use as to empower them, but that's gonna be after the videos. But that's about it.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna play this first video, and then we'll go into yours. Here we go.
Ladies, let's talk about self-preservation. According to the American Psychological Association's Dictionary of Psychology, the self-preservation instinct is the fundamental tendency of humans and non-human animals to behave so as to avoid injury and maximize chances of survival. For example, by fleeing from dangerous situations or predators. Self-preservation is the instinctual tendency of living organisms to protect themselves from harm or danger in order to ensure their survival. It is a natural and essential behavior exhibited by various species, including humans. Here's an example to illustrate the concept of self-preservation. Imagine you are walking in a dark alley at night, and suddenly you hear footsteps approaching from behind. Your heart rate increases, your senses heighten, and you feel a surge of adrenaline. Your body goes into a state of heightened alertness as you instinctively prepare to protect yourself. You turn around and see a stranger running towards you with a weapon in hand. In this situation, your self preservation instinct kicks in. Your body and mind respond automatically to the perceived threat in order to ensure your survival. You may take actions such as running away, calling for help, or defending yourself, depending on the situation and your abilities. Your instincts are geared towards protecting yourself from harm and preserving your own well being. Self preservation is not limited to physical threats, but can also extend to other aspects of life, such as protecting your emotional well being, mental health, and social status. For example, if you find yourself in a toxic relationship or a harmful environment, your self preservation instinct may drive you to take steps to remove yourself from that situation and seek safety and well being. In summary, self preservation is the inherent instinct of living organisms, including humans, to protect themselves from harm and ensure their survival, and it manifests in various ways depending on the situation and context. With all of that said, ladies, I want you to think about this. In the Black community, we are programmed to suppress our self preservation instinct. We are programmed to ignore red flags, especially in relationships. We're expected to build a man up. In our community, it's normal for an educated woman with multiple degrees to be in a relationship with a man who is fresh out of prison and doesn't have a dime to his name. If we even hint at wanting a man who is already established and is financially stable, we're called gold diggers. In our community, we have normalized having children with men who already have multiple children from multiple women. We have normalized single motherhood, and deadbeat dads have been given a pass. We associate ourselves with individuals who have established histories of being horrible people. If he mistreated the last 3 women that he dated, why do you think you'll be the exception? Instead of learning from our mother's mistakes, we often find ourselves repeating those same mistakes. If your mother struggled raising 3 kids by herself, why would you choose to have 3 kids without a stable partner? And yes, I know, sometimes things don't work out. I'm not talking about those instances. I'm referring to single women who are struggling but still decide to have multiple children. What about no snitch culture? Why do we call getting bad people off our streets snitching? Why
Yeah, then why do we do that anyway? Let's keep it listening.
aren't we calling that cleaning up the community or making the Black community safe? Why is it called snitching? Again, it's programming. Certain individuals may have family members who have taken advantage of the children in their family, but everyone looks the other way. Why would turning in someone who takes advantage of children be called snitching instead of turning in a predator? Please take a moment to comment below about other instances where we suppress our self preservation instinct. In the meantime, let's take a look at 10 instances in which we as women are programmed to suppress our self preservation instinct. Politeness over safety. Women are often taught to prioritize politeness and avoid making a scene, even in uncomfortable or potentially dangerous situations, which can cause us to suppress our instinctual feelings of discomfort or fear. Ignoring red flags in relationships. Social pressure to be in a relationship or fear of being alone can lead us to overlook warning signs or suppress our instincts when we sense something is wrong with a partner. Downplaying harassment or catcalling. We may feel societal pressure to downplay or dismiss incidents of harassment or catcalling to avoid making others uncomfortable or to avoid being labeled as oversensitive. Putting others first. We are often socialized to prioritize the needs and emotions of others, which can lead to suppressing our own feelings and instincts in order to maintain harmony.
By the way, this is by Black Girls Living Well. Please like and subscribe. I believe I already did, but there we go. And they have great content.
Conforming to gender norms, traditional gender roles can lead us to suppress our self preservation instincts by conforming to societal expectations of how we should behave, regardless of our own safety concerns. Avoiding disrupting social dynamics. Fear of upsetting social norms or being judged by others can lead us to suppress our instincts and remain silent about issues or situations that make us uncomfortable. Ignoring intuition in professional settings, in male dominated workplaces, we might suppress our instincts about uncomfortable situations or inappropriate behavior in order to avoid being seen as disruptive or jeopardizing our careers. Self-doubt in decision-making. We may second-guess our decisions due to the societal perception that their judgment is less reliable than that of men, causing us to suppress our self-trust and instincts. Overriding personal boundaries. The pressure to be accommodating and avoid confrontation can lead us to suppress our instincts and agree to situations that go against our personal boundaries. Minimizing health concerns. We might downplay health concerns due to societal expectations to appear strong or to avoid being perceived as overly anxious or hypochondriac.
Let me pause it right there. All right. So let's get this show off the road. Creative, how would you like to start this off? You want me to start the video or did you want to speak before?
Okay, so I want you to play the short. So the short is just going to show how some of these people that we come in contact with, some of these males in society who are narcissistic, they have bad tendencies, they are manipulators. He's going to go in depth of how some of them acquired those traits. And I'm just going to speak a little bit more on it. And then we're going to play the other video from the other side. So,
gotcha.
Comment right here. He was repeating the same pattern his dad did to his mom on me. Well, I tell y'all, how do you think narcissists are created? In toxic households, through traumatic experiences, and growing up with no boundaries. What this narcissistic person did was turn out just like his father, trying, and did the same thing that his dad did to his mom, onto his wife, onto his girlfriend, and things like that. This goes to show you that kids watch what adults do. So if you're staying in a toxic household trying to keep your family together, just imagine your son or your daughter putting their significant other through what you are going through. Would you tell them to say, hey, yeah, look, this is what I went through, so you can go through it as well? Or would you tell them to leave that situation? Would you be proud of them putting somebody else through what you're going through? I'm not telling you to leave and things like that, just leave abruptly. I'm telling you to consider the outcome of your children if you possibly stay in a toxic situation to try to protect them. Children model adults. They have a narcissistic parent, they will model that narcissistic parent. Or they'll go the other way and possibly become an empath. This is the comment right here.
All right. That's video one. Do you want me to go to the next one?
No, I'm gonna speak a little bit more on this. So
Okay.
a lot of times our kids, they mirror our behavior, especially when they're growing up. So a lot of times you're not thinking, but you're just, not all women, but most women, they're looking for immediate gratification. And sometimes unknowingly they date these guys and they invite them home. And then the child witnesses how the man treats you, and then the child is looking at normal, not normal. It is what he or she is based in relationships on. Is based on how they grew up and what they're looking at. And yes, this can be changed, but if it's embedded in you from the ages of 1 to 7, it's really prominent because that's how your world is shaped and how you view the world. So yeah, so if you have kids at home, just be who you bring around your children. How are they going to treat you? And basically, what you let around your children, that's basically how they are going to shape their world in the future. Okay, and then also I wanted to talk about, because they was asked, how did these males become like this? Another way is the parents, right? Some of the parents put things in their kids' heads, like telling their kids like they're the best, or they're better than this other individual, or they say certain things like that. And then some of these kids really go out into the world and they believe that, and then they go down and they belittle other children, or they make other people feel insignificant or small. And it's all because of what was instilled in them in the household from their parents. Okay, DJ Tosh, you could play the other video.
Gotcha. Here we go.
Hi, Sarah Picaro, Rapid Transformational Therapist. Today we're going to talk about different ways that having a toxic or unhealthy, aka narcissistic parent, can impact you in adulthood. So we talk about this in regards to a lot of different things, whether it's the partners that you choose specifically to be with, and it always has a past connection, which is always to your upbringing. So if you're looking for a powerful way to heal from within, that's where it starts. Why did I end up in this relationship with a toxic and unhealthy person as an adult? Well, maybe one of the chances and reasons are because you had that type of parenting and modeling given to you when you were growing up. So if you had a narcissistic or toxic and unhealthy parent, as an adult, you have those same traits and inner beliefs about yourself, and they impact you in very significant ways. So as a child, if you were raised with a narcissistic or toxic and unhealthy parent, you had less power. You had fewer resources than your parents because you were a dependent child, dependent on this toxic and unhealthy adult in your life. And a narcissistic parent may have used dependency to take advantage of you for their own satisfaction and gratification, which is extremely damaging to any child. So, the following list that I share with you are common behaviors of narcissistic parents, and as you hear these lists or these traits on this list, I want you to think about which elements of these apply to your childhood if you had toxic and unhealthy or parents with narcissistic traits. So when you were growing up, maybe it was one or maybe it was both of your parents that had these traits. Did they ever deprive you? And I'm not talking just physical things or like the Nike shoes that you wanted when you were in sixth grade. Did they ever deprive you or make you feel small? I mean, emotionally. Did you feel small? Did you feel like you couldn't express yourself? You couldn't be big and boisterous and loud. You couldn't truly express yourself. Did they make you feel small? Or did they deprive you of different things, emotionally in particular? They view the world in these all or nothing terms. It was black and white, my way or the highway. If you had a parent that viewed the world in that way, you're going to have ramifications and an impact of that in your own adult life. Did they treat you like a second class citizen? Meaning, were you to sit down and shut up, be seen and not heard? If that's the case, now as an adult, you may struggle to express yourself, to use your voice, to even understand what it is that you're feeling. Did these parents, one or both, discount your intuition or make you doubt your perceptions? That's a big one. And now, as an adult in a toxic and unhealthy relationship, you don't trust your inner guidance, that gut feeling, that intuition. Because if you had narcissistic parents, you discounted that intuition. You doubted your perceptions. That's a form of gaslighting, is doubting your perceptions or that reality. Did they blame you or did they shame you constantly? That toxic shame that stays with you. It doesn't magically go away because you move out of the house when you turn 18 or go off to college or get married, stays with you. So did they blame or shame you? Did they love you conditionally instead of unconditionally? Children are looking for receiving unconditional love, to know that they fit in, they belong, they matter, that their parents want them. If you received love conditionally, like I will love you if you're a good girl, I'll love you if you clean your room, I'll love you if you don't talk back, or did they love you erratically? Was it given one moment and then taken away the next? Was it unpredictable? You didn't know what you had to do to earn love. So if love was
Let me
given,
pause it right there for just a second. So what do you think so far, creative? What is she breaking it down to?
So she's breaking it down to basically the parents, right, who grow up their children, the parents are the narcissists. And most of the time, parents have been gone through lots of trauma. So sometimes, in order for them to feel better, in order for them to rationalize or know that what was done to them wasn't as bad, they turn around and they do it to their children, and then they try to justify it. That's one way. And and the child sometimes they get a claim to it, and they get used to this feeling. And more times than not, they are the ones who are attracted to the narcissistic partners in their life.
unconditionally or erratically? That has a big impact on you. Do they intimidate you? Do they use scare tactics or bullying tactics to intimidate or undermine you? That's a big sign of toxic and unhealthy parents or narcissistic parents that stays with you. And the mind likes what's familiar. So if you had parents that did these things or a parent that did these things, you'll notice you chose this in your partner later on when you became an adult. So if they intimidated or undermined you, did they exploit your vulnerabilities and betray your trust? Maybe I thought I could trust them. I thought my parents would keep me safe and protect me, but they didn't. And whatever it was, an area that you were vulnerable, they exploited and they used against you and they betrayed your trust. Look, you'll start to notice the patterns in this narcissistic partner that you chose as an adult on your own if you had a narcissistic or toxic parent that did this when you were a child. Do they criticize you or attack you for having feelings that they didn't like? Maybe you were angry, you were upset, and you were crying, and you were screaming, and you were just slamming your door and going up to your room. They didn't like that. You got punished because your parents did not like the way that you expressed your feelings, or they attacked you for that, or criticized you for it. Called you a baby. Look at you. You're such a crybaby. Look at you. Excuse me. Did your parents act larger than life or just to outsiders, but they ignored your needs? So, to the outside world, they seemed like the most amazing parents that loved you and would do anything for you. But behind closed doors at home, that was not the case. Your needs were ignored. If you have a toxic and unhealthy parent or a narcissistic parent, you will see that they act larger than life and everybody loves them. This is especially true with covert. Did they put their own needs first, even when it deprived or hurt you? It's okay to put yourself first, but not at the expense of other people. And
What do you think about what she just said?
She said it's okay to put yourself first, but not at the expense of other people. So, so basically, you as a person, you cannot let what these people do affect you. I think you need to walk away from the situation. You need to move. You need to get in a place where you're able to be yourself, hear your own thoughts. And you do not want to do anything like you don't want to turn around and be the bad guy because I've seen there's like a whole bunch of movies where the parents are really narcissistic and something ends up happening and the child ends up killing the parent. You know, you
Mm,
don't want to take it that far. You don't want to like some people steal their money, some people steal their car. Some people steal their money, some people steal their car, some people steal their food. You know, then it turns into tit for tat.
got it. Enviro Earth says this: my narcissistic grandma has discarded me at age 90. Wow. We lived with her for between 2017 and 2021 when her granddad died after COVID. We left because of her abuse to us and the dogs. She has made us the bad guys. Do you have any suggestions on how Enviro Earth might want to handle that, or you know, something, or maybe what would be the next step if you've gone through that yourself or something? What do you
So
think would be the next step?
so yeah, so we're gonna get into all of that.
Got
Because
it.
trust me, I had to deal with all of this my own self. So we
Mm,
are going to get into that. So first thing I wanted to say is hurt people hurts people. To put up with abuse is to abuse yourself as well as the abuser. So there we go. You sitting there and you taking it and you knowing that this is not feeling good. This is not the best situation. Like you need to get up and you need to move. And even your body is telling you that, your mind is telling you that you're just unstable in that situation. That's basically you are allowing the person to abuse you, and the person who's abusing you is not understanding that what they're doing is something that's bad, is something that's hurtful, is something that is not likable, it's not normal. They are thinking that this is something that they're used to doing, and they don't know how to stop. And the best way for you to not allow that to happen, and for them to seek their own healing and understand that what they're doing is wrong, is you need to pull away. You need to protect your energy. You need to go where you are able to fully express yourself.
Well said.
Does that make sense? So just remember
Yes, it
that,
does.
people. Yeah, to put up with abuse is to abuse yourself as well as the abuser. So just don't
Well
stay
said. I
in it.
like that.
You like it, right? I was like, that is good. And, okay, so now I really wanted to talk about these two books that I'm reading, and I think it will be beneficial to anybody who's in the chat, or anybody in general. And the two books I'm reading is, the first one is called Frequency: The Power of Personal Vibration. And this book right here is so powerful. So the name of the book is Frequency: The Power of Personal Vibration, and it's by Penny Pierce. And another book that I'm reading is A Course in Miracles Made Easy by Alan Cohen, and it's called Mastering the Journey from Fear to Love.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
because normally it's good, yeah. So normally when we get into situations like this, or we have really traumatic experiences, right? I want people to understand that it is all a game. I want you guys to look at it as a game, right? I don't want you guys to turn around and internalize all of these things, because relatively it really is a game, right? And all they really want to do is to get you in a downward spiral.
Uh-oh. You're dropping out a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Sure. Okay, you're perfect now.
Okay. All right. So they want to get you into a downward spiral. So what exactly am I talking about, right? So basically they want to knock you off your confidence. They want to get you to feel bad about yourself. They want you to not feel good. They want you to walk around and be moping, right? Because when you are in that type of feeling state, what are you doing? You are attracting things that you don't want to happen in your life. You are attracting disappointments. You are attracting lots of negative connotation that could directly affect you. And if you guys could turn around and you can look back on your life, right? And you can look back as to what happened, and how did this happen, you will always notice that most of the things started to happen when you had a downward spiral. And sometimes it's hard. Like when you get in these downward spirals, it's hard for you to get back up and get going, right?
So true.
All right. So yeah. So downward spirals is like low frequency, right? Downward spirals activate unhealthy feeling habits and gradually lower your personal vibration down the scale towards paralysis, numbness, and worse is suicide, right? And we just don't want to get there. And downward spirals is considered low frequency. So when you have low frequency, you have more negative experiences, more negative personal vibration, and it's almost like pouring salt of disappointment, frustration, hostility, and desperation. And some people be like, but what if I'm in this? How do I get myself out, right? And I want people to realize this, right? Although somebody could be being all mean to you and everything, right? I would say your personal vibration is affected by other people's vibrations and the vibrations of the world. Yet ultimately, how you want to feel is your choice. So I want people to realize how you want to feel is your choice. So some way, somehow, you need to stop that pattern before you get into it. Yes, we have fights or we have flight, right? So I think the best way is we need to take a stop, relax. A good a good way is to play music. Some people even brush their teeth. You can go brush your teeth. That will shift your mind off of it. You need to just change your outlook, right? So the first thing is, right, you want to use your imagination to think about a new reality. Create action space and a blank canvas. Focus on the things you love and the way you prefer to feel. And I want people, you need to be in the present moment. The more present that you are, is the easiest way for you to get ideas and you forget for things to come in your mind and for you to get that intuition. If you are always, if your mind is always on a horse track, you're always thinking, always rationalizing, you're always going back to the past, you are not in your body. How are you going to maintain or get good thoughts, or how are you supposed to attract certain things to you if you're always thinking about the past? Right?
Got it.
All right. So now
Yeah.
we're going to so now we're going to talk about some helpful ways, right, on how we can shift the energy of things that happen to us, right? All right. So first and foremost, right, there's two ways you can go about doing this. Matter of fact, there's three. So the first one I talked about is forgiveness, right? You forgive the person, you get up there and you say, I forgive you, I release you, I let you go. But let's say you be like, I can't forgive them, they did some horrible stuff, I can't forgive them, right? Another way you can do is you can think about the person and talk about the positive things that they have done. Maybe they treated you bad, but maybe they were good at working. Maybe they were a good grandmother. I'm gonna give his case. She was 90. Maybe she treated you bad, but maybe she helped raise your parents. So you're grateful for the fact that you are here and she was able to raise your parents, and now you were able to be here on this earth. So you should be grateful for your lineage. Be grateful for that. Another way you can be grateful for the positive things that they have. So basically, you're shifting the energy from hate into love. And another way, right, you can shift energy is, right, you can look at it, right, as this person who did all of these bad things to me. What did
Wait,
I
creative,
yeah.
creative. Your mic is getting a little muffled. Are you in? Let's see if we can fix it. Are you moving around? Or are you in one spot?
Let me go out and come back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine right now. You're perfect right now.
Okay. We have some weather conditions over here, so please bear with me. All right. So another way you can do is, right, you can turn around and you can look at that person who done all of those bad things to you, right? You can turn around and you can thank them, right? Because guess what? If that person did not do those bad things to you, said those bad things to you, you did not go through that horrible relationship, how would you know what you did not like, right? So I want everybody to listen to this, right? Just be grateful, right, for that devil. We call it the devil transformer, right? And then just ask yourself, how has this person helped you grow? What spiritual muscles have you developed that you would not have built if this person had been nicer to you? Right? Have you learned to hold your power and self-esteem in the presence of attempted insult? Are you setting healthier boundaries? Have you deepened in patience and compassion? Do you make more self-honoring choices? Right? So I want people to realize this. You will never gain by blaming others for your loss. You will gain by honoring others for their contribution. So reverse the perspective is the most helpful shift in perception you will ever achieve. Hello?
Okay. I'm here. We can hear you. You want me to play more of this video?
No, you don't need to. I wanted to go into the messages.
Oh,
the
okay.
three,
Got it.
the three messages of if you're going through a narcissistic if you're going through any type of situation that negative, I want to show people how you can change the script, right? It's your movie. You do not have to placate into this negativity. I mean, you can use it as a badge of honor, as something that you went through, as you know, and now you acquired all of these gifts from it. Now you learned how to love yourself. You know how to set boundaries. You know how to say no. You know how to look at a person and you already know that they're no good. So these are a lot of spiritual gifts that you acquired from going through negative experiences. And I want to also allow people to know that a lot of people haven't gone through the things that we have went through. And you know, our experiences, I think we should not just throw them away. We should embrace it, you know, because just think about it. If we were on different levels, you already went through 100 levels than somebody who was given a house, already grew up in money, already inherited all these things. You already way past. You have been through so much past them that you know there's no comparison when it comes to you. When you walk into the room, your energy and your vibration is gonna outshine them 10 times more in a day than if they were to walk in the room. You will have more to talk about and people will be more attracted to you. So I just want people to understand that, you know, do not throw away your negative experiences. Wear it as a badge of honor. Thank the people who took you through all this turmoil because you're still standing here. You still have your sound mind. You're still able to do the things that you can do every day. Yes, people have went through something similar. And the people who have went through stuff like that, you can actually sit down and you can reason with them. And those people are more loving people. So yeah, please wear your negative experiences as a badge of honor. Do not negate, do not throw it away. You know, just understand that you were on earth and you went through those experiences and you got that badge. Yeah. So that was my message. Is DJ Torch there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, that was a great message.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just want people to realize do not go into a downward spiral with these people. Do not placate into their energy. Safeguard your own energy. Just laugh at it, you know?
got it. Did you want me to go to the next video or?
No. The other two videos was the same video.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Other two videos were the same exact videos.
Got it.
I'm trying to see if I have any other messages. All right, all right. Healthy feelings and habits help you access information, make good decisions, and improve your relationships. So I want people to realize we are in the game of feelings, and we are in the game of you know, people want to get you to feel bad. You know, people want to get you to feel bad about yourself, feel bad about your family, feel bad about your life. They want you. We're in the game of that. That's the game right now. And I want people to take into these games, you know. I want people to understand, so, you know, meditate yourself and always be in the present moment.
Oh, you're borging again. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, wait. Yeah, just barely. I think you're borging again, though.
Hold on.
What up? Okay.
You have parents that were toxic or
I think
narcissistic.
Creative will be right
They
back.
put their needs first when it deprived or hurt.
She's in an area where the woods is having heavy
They
storms.
didn't have any money. they were off, going out to the bars and drinking and going out and
All
spending all
right.
this
Let me
money.
pause this. All right, Creative, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. You don't have to
Okay.
play the rest of that video. Yeah, so that was my message today. Was yeah. If you guys really, if you guys, you have to cop this book. It's called The Course in Miracles, Made Easily, Mastering the Journey of From Fear to Love. This book right here is a game changer. And also the book Frequency, The Power of Personal Vibration by Penny Pierce. These are the two books that I'm reading now. And I'm actually reading these like a college course, and I'm taking notes. And yeah, these two books are very powerful.
Fantastic. Excellent.
So if you guys need any type of healing, or you want to master the power of forgiveness, master the power of turning negativity into positivity, because there's abundance of negative energy out there. Just imagine if we could turn that into positive energy, and we can revamp and recreate that and redirect that energy into something positive. We could be infinite beings. And that was my message for here today. And hopefully my message, if somebody took away with something, and all I have to say is thank the villains in your life, thank the negative experience, thank the people who showed you those negative experiences. Just thank them, because of them you have become a better person.
Well said. All right. We're going to keep the show going.
Okay, let's keep it going.
Okay. If you if you see anything that you want to speak on or anything, just let me know. I'll pause the tape, and we'll go from there. Here we go.
A lot of the time, us women, especially if we've already experienced a toxic relationship, believe that if we remain invulnerable, we can protect ourselves from other toxic relationships moving forward. And this is not only not the case, but when we hold back that vulnerability, we don't get to see what they're made of in those types of situations. And when it comes to toxic people, we prolong the inevitable. So it may take us 6 months instead of a month to find out that they are emotionally unavailable, or they don't actually care about our feelings, or that they will gaslight us instead of actually taking on board what you said, etc., etc., etc. It can actually cause us to be involved once again in another toxic relationship without even being aware of it. So contrary to what most of us believe, I want to talk about how your vulnerability can actually be a friend. Because here's the thing, you might be thinking, he's done this thing to upset me, but I don't want him to know that he's upset me. I don't want to give him that power. But in not telling him that you are upset, you don't get to see how he responds when you are upset. In pretending that you're okay when you're not, you don't get to see how he responds to you when you're not okay, when he has actually hurt you. How does this help you spot a toxic, you might ask? It helps you to spot a toxic because a toxic's going to respond in a toxic way. But if you're not revealing that you're upset, you're not putting yourself in a position where you can assess how they respond. For example, if you're upset about something and a person goes into solution mode, as in tries to resolve the issue in a healthy way, that vulnerability has helped you to spot somebody who actually is emotionally available and healthy. However, if you communicate your hurt and they try to either invalidate it, blame shift, gaslight, or all of the above, you know that you're dealing with the toxic. But had you not communicated that hurt, you would have been none the wiser. And a lot of us do that. A lot of us won't communicate the hurt because we think that that gives them power, when in fact that hurt and that vulnerability is our power if we are aware and are ready to see the truth of the situation. Because here's the other problem. A lot of us aren't ready to see the truth of a situation. So we'll gaslight ourselves and make excuses for them. But if we are ready to see the truth and respond accordingly, not lie to ourselves, not gaslight ourselves, your vulnerability can be a great great tool to uncovering these toxic and abusive narcissistic type characters. So please don't hold back that vulnerability. Don't hold back that hurt. Communicate it and use it to your benefit. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you found that helpful. Let me know how you feel about what I've said here in the comments. Have you ever used this vulnerability to spot a toxic or a narcissist? Give this video a thumbs up and share this out to anybody you feel could really benefit from this message. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more. Thanks for watching.
All right. So what do you think?
Yeah, that was a good message. So she's saying use your vulnerability and use your hurt. So basically what is she saying is that if somebody says something to you and it doesn't feel right and it doesn't, it triggers something in you, or that they're saying it to make you feel a certain type of way, you can call that out. You can ask that person, is this how they think? Is this how they feel? Is this something that's normal to them? And based on that, you know that this is not a good relationship with you, because it's throwing off your inner guidance system. It's not allowing you to feel safe in a good environment. You're not able to feel safe and actually be able to express yourself.
Got it. Let's check out this video right here.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about the dark side of choosing a financially challenged man to father your children, a situation that unfortunately remains prevalent within our community. For those of you who are wondering why a video like this even has to be created, please take a look around. There are women who are still choosing to allow themselves to be impregnated by broke men, and not just Black women. And they're not all young women either. Also, a lot of them are already struggling. Some of them already have other children, but they still insist on bringing more children into the world to struggle. And this video has nothing to do with character. Just because a man is financially stable doesn't mean he is a good guy, and just because a man is struggling doesn't mean he's a bad guy. The point of this video is that women need to stop procreating with broke men, period. Choosing a partner who is struggling financially or has limited resources to father your child can have several potential challenges and implications. Here are some potential concerns to consider. Financial strain. Raising a child requires significant financial resources. Choosing a partner who is financially struggling could lead to added stress, as both of you may struggle to provide for the child's needs and create a stable environment. Limited opportunities. Financial limitations can impact a child's access to education, extracurricular activities, and overall opportunities. This might hinder their personal and educational development. Parental involvement. A partner struggling with financial challenges might find it difficult to fully engage in parenting responsibilities due to work demands or other stressors. Co-parenting issues. If the relationship doesn't last, financial struggles can complicate co-parenting arrangements and child support agreements. Future prospects. Limited financial resources may impact your partner's ability to improve his situation, potentially affecting your child's future as well. Role modeling. Children learn from their parents' behaviors and choices. If they witness financial struggles without clear efforts to overcome them, they might internalize negative attitudes toward money and success. Long-term goals. If your partner's financial struggles prevent you from pursuing your own career aspirations and financial goals, it could lead to personal regrets and unfulfilled ambitions. Emotional and mental stress. Financial stress can lead to emotional and mental strain on the relationship. It might cause conflicts, resentment, and affect your overall well-being. Instability. Lack of financial stability can result in an unstable living situation, frequent moves, or inability to provide a consistent.
I mean, it's pretty simple. If somebody's broke, they got broke somehow. It's not like, don't get me wrong, broke doesn't mean, I would have to say, my thing is this, is that most people, there are times when you might be broke, but if the person is broke all the time, that's a huge red flag. If they're broke some of the time, it's still a red flag. It's just a smaller red flag, but still. And then when you're not broke, it usually means that even if you fall on hard times, you have put into place from your planning skills to allow yourself not to be broke if the hard times comes along. So, I mean, that's my point of view of what she's explaining in this situation here. Um, most and it can reflect in a way. This can reflect how mentally stable a person is, because a stable person makes stable decisions. Um, they don't. You're not going to have long. You're not going to be. The thing is this is usually people who are stable don't. They are not in a broke situation for long if they fall into one. Um, how should I explain this? I guess it's the easiest way to say it is that I think it's that there's so many people that aren't stable that when somebody's broke, it's not a big deal to some people. While in certain circles, being broke means that, oh wow, you don't know how to handle life. So that's my thoughts on it. What do you think, Creative?
I don't know. Y'all might hate me if y'all hear my response.
No, hit us with it. Hit us.
Okay. So this is just one side. So I already told you I'm reading this book anyway. But this is just one side, right? So you gotta listen to your inner guidance system, right? If you seen your parents struggling and they had all of these kids, why the hell would you do the same thing too? That's first and foremost. Second foremost, let's say you do end up having the child, right? Like, okay, you had the child, the guy is broke. Okay, that already left. That situation, okay. The child is here. What the hell are you gonna do?
Right.
One way is that you can take this as a challenge, right? Okay, now I have this child here. I got to figure out some way how I can generate money where I'm able to be at home, and have a kind of like a good work to balance ratio. So, what can I do to achieve this? This might push you to be more creative, right? And push you to start a business, possibly start YouTube, do something where you can generate extra income. And I say that because look at what's that one chick that's on YouTube? Look at Peach. Is it Peach McIntosh? Look at her. She got a husband and 7 kids. Before that, she was in the projects. She was broke. She didn't had
Mm,
no money. And she turned around and she flipped that situation and she made it a power. She made it as a badge and she did not let that break her. That empowered her. So in some situations, a child might empower you to go to school. A child might empower you to get your life together. A child might empower you to stop smoking, stop drinking, stop doing ratchet behavior stuff, and start, taking life a little bit more serious. So that's my flip side of the coin.
got it. Well said. Well, anybody, if you have any questions or would like to come up to the stage, I'm going to drop the link. We'll wait a couple minutes. Meanwhile, let's play this video right here while we wait for anybody to come up.
During the love bombing phase, toxics will do this thing that looks like bonding, but it's not. This isn't a real bond where both parties mutually attach. No, this is a fake bond designed to gain leverage and power within the relationship. You see, people think that when you enter a toxic relationship, you just give your power away, but this is not the truth. The power that you lose is systematically taken from you through things like the fake bonding. Especially when they have done something wrong. They love to flip that on you and make you the bad guy. Here's the problem with the I just need space, you just won't leave me alone thing that he's presenting. Amber says on the recording that he leaves within 3 minutes of her bringing up anything, which is more like him dismissing.
All right. All right. So anyway, in closing, what are your thoughts about the show today? Creative, what message are you trying to get out there to everyone who's
Okay. In closing today, my message is I don't want people to allow their circumstances or things in the past to stop them from moving forward in the future. And my second message, I want people to do shadow work. I want people to turn around and turn the villains in their life, the people who did them wrong. I want people to turn around and thank them for that experience. And because with that experience, it made them a better person, it made them choose themselves, it made them become more confident, it made them love themselves because of those bad situations. And I also want a lot of people. I want people to not get in a downward spiral because social media make us feel insecure. I'm not sometimes, right, and make us feel like we're unworthy. What we have going on is not good enough, and I want people to not get in that downward spiral, because how are you supposed to create, how are you supposed to cultivate, how are you supposed to allow good things to come in your life if you are constantly in a downward spiral, constantly in a fight or flight, or constantly in the past? Is no way in hell you're gonna get good ideas or anything if you're constantly in that type of mind frame. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. My goal here is to just empower people. That's it.
Fantastic. Everybody, Creative Solutions, make sure you check out her channel. Amazing. Um, and we will see everyone on the next one. Thank you for coming through.